is nothing like live hockey. Experience Minnesota Wild action at Grand Casino Arena all season long. Secure your seats now at wild.com/tickets and join the excitement.
Couple 13, 14 past. I'm Comedies Tend to Be. The legendary one, Mark Rosen, joins us now in studio.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you. It's quiet. It's almost too quiet. I don't think the Wolves are going to make a move. And if it is, it's going to be just like add a piece that most people haven't heard. Certainly, I'll have no idea who it is. I thought all I was hoping for was Giannis. I don't think that's going to happen to you.
Well, I don't know. I think that the longer this goes on, but you have to keep in mind the trading deadline is tomorrow at this time. And there's this constant gamesmanship that goes on and moving the Monopoly pieces around and trying to make them fit. And the only big trade today is Anthony Davis, a.k.a. Street Clothes, was traded from Dallas to the Washington Wizards among, like a 10-player deal. Giannis is obviously the big prize, but at what cost? And so the more I read about it, the more I get a little cold feet about it, too, because I'm trying to firm about not wanting it. Initially, I thought, Jaden McDaniel. No, I just don't see that happening. So I don't know. I tend to agree with you. I'm not saying they've moved on. I'm sure one of the reasons why they shed salary with Mike Conley yesterday was to try to get themselves in a position to make a move. Whether that'll be the honest one or not, I'm not saying because it hasn't happened today doesn't mean it's not going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen.
It may not, and I still hope that they are setting themselves up for. They've already kind of passed on the Kobe White situation with the Bulls, where Conley is right, at least for now. I'm not sure he's going to stay there or not. But there are other pieces that are out there and players that are out there. And, I'm not sure Conley's in a big rush to kind of blow up the nucleus of this team with Randall and Nas and Jade McDaniel in particular. And Giannis we know what a brilliant basketball player is. He's a game changer. I mean, he's not playing right now. He's had calf injuries. He's had knee injury. The last 3 years, I think he's kind of floated around the 60-plus game area. And I'm not suggesting he's, Anthony Davis-like, but, that's a concern, as well. But when he's in there, he's as good as it gets. So,
Have we acquired?
Big NBA trade.
Seriously?
Have we acquired Antetokounmpo?
Mike Conley has been traded again.
Back to the Wolves?
Kobe White, Mike Conley, according to Shams, to be traded to the Hornets for a package including Colin Sexton. But then John Krasinski a minute ago tweeted,
I just saw that.
If Mike Conley is bought out by Charlotte, he would be able to return to Minnesota on a minimum deal since he has now been traded twice.
Interesting.
Also,
that's exciting. That's not going to
big hockey trade, by the way, too. Artemi Panarin has been traded to the Los Angeles Kings. So he's kind of one of those names that have been thrown in the mix for the Wild, even though he's not a center.
Right.
So if we get Conley back, do you think that's the piece we've been waiting for?
No, I don't think so. I think they still need, because, Rob Dillingham is buried on the bench. When you look at a guy like that, thinking he's going to emerge and get some significant playing time, at least, minutes that matter. And that's not, by all accounts, going to happen. I still think they need more help. I know they need more shooting help off the bench, because if we talked about it yesterday a little bit, if Nas, who's their, one of the best sixth men in basketball, but if he has one of those off nights, they don't really have a lot of other options besides Bones Highland and to add some offense. Conley's not going to, we know what Mike Conley, brings to the party right now, and I'm sure he'd be thrilled to come back here to finish his career.
You think he would?
Yeah, I do. I think he understood what Tim Conley was doing.
But why would he be thrilled to come here?
Well, because I think he's very comfortable here. He'd like to finish his career here, and
you think so?
It's supposed to be,
best chance to win. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Where did he start his career? Maybe he'd like to go back to where
Memphis,
he started.
I think.
What were his best years?
I think with the Grizz.
I mean, when guys want to retire, they always say what hat they're going to wear. Are we sure it's Minnesota? I mean, I know we love it.
I think he cemented his relationships more here and had a lot to do with the success.
All right.
The last 3 years when he was playing he was starting a lot and significant playing time and contributing a lot to the Wolves in their playoff series for the most part. But yeah, you can see that.
I'll have to take your word for it.
Yeah, you do. But that's not the move that Tim Conley.
He played 12 years in Memphis, 4 in Utah, and now 4 in Minnesota.
Yeah, I think maybe he'd like to finish his career in Memphis.
No, he wouldn't. I don't think it matters that much, Tim.
Either way, that's a heck of a run, by the way.
It is a heck of a run. It's a nice long run. I don't think he's ever gotten a technical foul. So, Not that that matters.
You keep talking. I'm going to ask AI where Mike Conley would like to play his final.
AI is going to answer that.
Maybe there's a quote somewhere. Yeah. No, maybe there's a quote somewhere that says Mike says I love Memphis and that's where I'll always call home from. I don't know.
Maybe there is. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not aware of that. I'm just saying he's had his most success, I think, especially of late here with the group that he's been with, and certainly enjoyed his company, and the players love him, and the fans have appreciated him. His time is, obviously nearing the end, and this would just be playing out the string. But that's not the move that we're hoping to see. I mean, they still need another body, and I think it will happen. I don't know with today. Obviously, tomorrow you get time, and the honest thing is interesting. Milwaukee could hold on to its cards, and there's so much stuff that you're reading about right now about the draft picks, and because the Wolves don't have draft picks to really, I think 2028, something like that's their next number one draft pick they have.
What team would Mike Conley like to end his career with? Mm-hmm. Based on recent reports surrounding the February 2026 trade deadline, Mike Conley's nearing the end of his career, recently expressed that every game feels like it could be his last. While he has not explicitly named a single team he wishes to retire with, the following details indicate his likely career-ending scenario. Memphis Grizzlies. Due to his 12-season tenure and status as a core 4 member, it's highly likely that Conley will either officially retire as a Grizzly or have his jersey retired by that team.
I agree with that. As far as having his jersey retired,
I think he's going to want to end his career in
Memphis.
In Memphis.
Well, it's possible. Yeah, he may already say. I'm sure. Like I said, I don't think they were. He's a mature person, and he understands the dynamics of the game and the salary situations. And I don't think it was a cold-hearted move. I'm sure they had plenty of discussions with him, and he understood why the Wolves needed to make this move financially.
And maybe he's stuck inside a mobile with the Memphis Blues again.
It might be. Yeah.
Good.
Oh, John Morant's the guy that, again is.
Do you think we could get John Morant?
So they could get him. I think right now is it a question of do you want him? And I think he's obviously a few years ago was as dynamic as he is in the NBA. And he's had some off the court issues. We're aware of those, but a lot of players have. I've had those.
Maybe it's Mike Conley's goal to get traded to 8 different teams between now and the trade deadline. So now maybe we'll announce in 2 more hours that now the Hornets have decided to trade Conley to the Cavaliers. And the Cavaliers announced 2 hours later that they've traded him to the Phoenix Suns, and it just goes on and on and on.
Yeah, it does happen that way. I mean, there's been a lot of that stuff that goes on. Dwight Howard, it's a perfect case in point. I mean, going to Washington, they're trying to rebuild everything right now, and the Wizards are not. They're not a very good basketball team. They're one of the worst records, if not the worst record in the NBA. So I'm thinking, God, Howard's kind of nearing the end of the end, and he's constantly hurt. They're 13-35 or something, and I see the Oklahoma City Thunder made another move. They picked up another really good guard, Jared McCain. They have so many draft picks now. SGA's out till after the All-Star break. He's got an abdominal issue that's going to keep him out through the All-Star break, but. They have so many draft picks. They gave up
a first in 3 seconds.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
that's exactly what it is
for Jared McCain.
You know me; I'm on top of this. NBA
you are. You're amazing. I'm amazing.
Yeah, I don't. I don't miss a thing. I follow the NBA. I follow all sports like a hawk.
That's because you look at your phone a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's fine.
That's what I do.
I understand
that. Look, I'm a professional. I'm a pro's pro.
You bring it.
And I bring it. And what I do is my job is to talk sports, your whole life just sports. So I watch every single thing.
And they're reading Socrates at home at the same time.
Who?
Socrates? What's his name?
Socrates.
I
don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I always love that one.
Here's a question. What is more likely? The Wolves get the Greek Freak or Rosie has knee surgery during the State Fair?
Oh, I can almost guarantee it.
I would
surgery in the State Fair.
Yeah, very, very much so.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Odds are, I would say they have these odds like Giannis is going to end up with such a, do that with my knee surgery.
Did you get an injection in your knee yet?
I did. That's what I went for. I had a schedule on Monday.
Okay. And how'd that go?
Great.
Yeah.
It's supposed to last about 3
months.
Was
that Sheldon? Did he do the injection?
No. An actual orthopedic. One of the Viking doctors did it.
And you did?
Got a steroid injection. Cortisone, not steroid. Cortisone injection right in my knee.
Now, those cortisone shots, is it one of those things that just it gives you relief, but then eventually it wears off and you need another? Or,
yes. Yeah, but you can't duplicate it very often. I mean, the doctor said this will hopefully keep you going for at least 3-4 months. And you have to wait.
Is that the knee you've had replaced, or was it? Or
no.
One?
My knee that I had replaced is doing great.
Oh, okay.
This is the other one, and it's just been bugging me lately. And he goes, "Well, yeah. I mean, he didn't have to X-ray it. He knows. I've seen him before. He goes, you're going to need it replaced." So,
what's the latest from your cardiologist?
Everything's good.
Okay.
But
and what about your psychiatrist?
My psychiatrist, I have not met with lately.
Okay.
My therapist, I have not seen her for a while.
Let me just suggest, I think you probably shouldn't.
Well, usually after the 3:00 hour, it's an automatic phone call.
Wait, hold on. Jenna, give him another break, would you please? I like that. Very good.
But you have to wait. You can't just when you get the shot, because there's the chance of an infection if you get. I don't know all the medical stuff.
I don't
but
well, I'm glad.
I've always heard lots of backpedaling is hard on your knees.
Wow.
Give yourself one, Tim.
Man. I haven't done much of that. I don't even know if I made the preposterous statement tournament.
We'll find out on
next week.
A week from today.
A week from today. Let's take a break. As we do, Tennebee's got a keyword for us.
I do. The Fan wants to give you a shot to win bonus bucks for their national cash contest. Enter the keyword gold at KFAN.com now for shadowing. The keyword is gold. Enter now at KFAN.com. Bonus Bucks is back on KFAN. We have 9 chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday. That's every hour from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. To enter the keywords and learn more, head to KFAN.com.
The very beginning of that song sounded like Me and You and a Dog Named Boo by Lobo. Now it sounds like a Jayhawk song.
It does have a little bit of a Jayhawks vibe, doesn't it?
What's this one called?
Love Like Air.
Yeah. Couple 13-14 pastime comedies tend to be Mark Rosen here. Legendary Detroit Tigers pitcher Mickey Lolich, whose 3 complete game victories in the 68 World Series delivered a championship and earned him the series MVP, has died at 85. As one of the anchors of the Tigers pitching staff in the 60s and 70s, the portly southpaw, always described as
portly. That's true.
Who once called himself a beer drinker's idol, developed into one of the game's most durable and best left-handed starting pitchers ever. And you say, ever? How can you say that? Well, he's 5th on the career strikeouts list for left-handers, 2,832, behind only Randy Johnson, Steve Carlton, C.C. Sabathia, and Clayton Kershaw. Have you heard those 4 names?
Pretty much, yeah.
Lolich struck out more batters than Hall of Famers Bob Feller.
Incredible.
You familiar with a guy named Warren Spahn?
Yeah, he's a pretty good lefty for the Milwaukee.
How about Don Drysdale?
Yes.
Do you know who Christy Mathewson is?
I've heard the name.
How about a guy named Cy Young?
Overrated.
And then his childhood idol, Whitey Ford.
Whitey Ford, who I saw pitch many a time with the Yankees, yeah.
16-year Major League career. Lolich won 15 or more games 8 times through 195 complete games, which is 195 more than most pitchers in Major League Baseball today. Struck out 200 or more batters in 7 seasons while missing just 1 start due to injury. Well, how does that happen? How can you pitch possible. 9-inning complete games and then not get, because that's why you have to leave in the 5th inning so you don't get your arm tuckered. He remains the Tigers' all-time leader in strikeouts with 2,679, 459 starts, and shutouts, 39.
I know you needed to talk about him.
He was for me, I've recanted this on a number of occasions, so it's not a surprise that people that listen on a regular basis. The 68 Tigers is by far my favorite sports team of all time. Because when I was a kid, I was born in Detroit, moved to the Twin Cities at a fairly young age, but I really did feel that because I was born in Detroit, that's where my loyalty should be. I don't care so much about the Tigers anymore because they've won titles. And I was never a huge basketball fan, so the Pistons didn't mean much to me, but they've won a couple. And I liked hockey, and the Red Wings now have won a few, but the Lions never had. That's why Deuce and I keep our allegiance to the Lions. But that Tigers 68 World Series, at the time, they were only the 3rd team. It's happened several times since then. Only the 3rd team in Major League Baseball history to come back from a 3-1 deficit in the World Series. They were down 3-1 and won 3 games in a row. Like I say, it only happened 3 other times. And just the whole lineup, I can recite
them all.
I can recite the lineup for you, and I can tell you the scores of those World Series games and everything. And he was You know what? And one of the key things that happened in that, Denny McLain was actually the star of that pitching staff that year. He's the last pitcher to do it. He won 31 games. Yeah. He's the last pitcher to ever have won 31 games, and will be the last. No one will ever match that. They don't let him pitch complete. They don't let him go that deep to win games. But so it was McLain against Gibson in Game 1, and in Game 1, Gibson struck out 17 Detroit Tigers. That still stands as the most strikeouts by a pitcher in a World Series game, 17. Then they Lolich pitched Game 2. They won 8-1. Game 4, McLain got shelled. They lost 10-1 to Gibson. And then Lolich won Game 5. They beat the Cardinals 5-3. Al Kaline had a 2-run single in the 7th inning to win the game.
You do remember.
So then what they did, Mayo Smith did something just as unheard of. He flip-flopped McLain and Lolich. So he pitched McLain on short rest in Game 6. They killed the Cardinals 13-1, and then Lolich 2-0 against Gibson, 2-0, and Lolich outdueled Gibson. Though, and I've watched Game 7 on a couple of occasions because you can find it online. Gibson was actually brilliant. The go-ahead runs were driven in by Curt Flood, who was the first free agent Major League Baseball.
Right.
He misjudged a fly ball. Fly ball to center field. He started to go in, and it was over his head. Probably would have been caught if he had not misjudged it, but then went off the wall. Freehand gets it was a 2-run double, and the Tigers went on to win 4-1. But I just love that 68 season.
No, you just recited a whole bunch of glowing stats about Mickey Lolich. I literally did not know until I just looked it up that Mickey Lolich is not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. That does seem a miscarriage of justice.
Well,
I mean, we talk about...
I will not rest until he is in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, 16-year career, 2,832 strikeouts, 5th all-time in Major League among left-handed pitchers. How is he not in the Hall of Fame? I wonder how close he got. That's just mind-boggling.
Sad, really.
It really is. Just those stats in his... I know you're not... His World Series performance should have got him in the Hall of Fame. And his career is durable. I mean, when Mickey Lolich pitched, especially that year, the bullpen could just take the day off. They didn't even have to show up at the ballpark because there was no way he was coming out. And that's just it. And it's such a weird dichotomy between that and what we saw, not just with Mickey Lolich, but you mentioned Gibson and all those guys. You know, they didn't even really have closers for the most part. You recognize some of them.
No, I don't think anybody was really like a closer. I just think they looked at the bullpen and said, Jim, go ahead, go pitch.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe they had closers. I don't know.
Well, I mean, some other teams that I remember, the guy I remember from the Boston Red Sox was Dick Raditz, who was a...
Do you remember Dick Raditz?
Yeah, he had a imposing figure on the mound. He was a tough guy to hit. The Twins had a guy named Al Worthington back in '65 when they went to the World Series. And
do you remember Ron Peronowski and Bob Miller?
Of course. Well, Ron, made his mark with the Dodgers, but came here with the Twins and then ended up being a pitching coach. And I think he taught, if I'm not mistaken.
You missed those days.
I thought he taught Frank Viola his changeup. Peronowski was here for quite a while after that. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, they were our childhood. I mean, that was kind of, this used to be my ballpark, right? Yeah, 100%. Those were the grand old days of baseball.
How have I been nominated for a PST? It's not preposterous. It's true.
I always love that one.
It says, this is a quote from me, I watched the Players' Championship this past weekend, and I putt better than 50% of the players in the PGA Tour. Well, I do. I actually probably putt better than 75% of them. Putting, here's what people don't understand. Putting is the one thing that, it's not like, in football, not everybody can quarterback and throw tutties. You got to be really good at it. It's just there's only a handful of people that can really do it and do it at a high level. And same with being a weightlifter or being a basketball player, a hockey player. But a putter is just here's the ball,
right? There's
the hole. Read the green, make the putt.
Well, I accept. I had it on a little bit. It wasn't much of a contest because what's his name? Justin Rose was running away with it from the time I put it on. But he's the first player over 40 years of age to win a tournament by 5 or more strokes. Yeah, he was dominant. But speaking of putting, the one guy who was having trouble in his return to the PGA Tour is Brooks Koepka. I saw him 3-putt from 4 feet a couple times. And it wasn't like he ever reacted. He's kind of just got his game face on all the time. But He's back on the PGA Tour, and his putting was not. I would have taken you over him on Saturday and Sunday. And he's back, and I'm sure he'll make his mark. And he pointing in particular towards the majors, but he's back and going to play a lot of tournaments. And of course, the weather looked great out in L.A. or San Diego, wherever they were. I think over the weekend, but it wasn't much to watch because there was never that tournament was never in doubt when I had it on for a brief time. Yeah, but his putting was terrible. So, welcome back, Brooks.
Helvey said it takes him 2 to 3 weeks to recover from daylight savings time.
What?
I always love that one.
Is that a preposterous?
Well, yeah, it's preposterous.
Is that on this year's tournament? Or is that he just said that recently?
We're not revealing that till next Wednesday.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, my revealing ones I shouldn't be revealing.
Oh,
I'd rather have you not. Yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
Well, we're revealing some of them on our promos.
Yeah, a couple.
Did you really say this?
What's that?
I can't say. We can't reveal them.
Oh, no. Well, then you can't tease me like that.
Wow.
I always love that one.
So the last year?
I can't believe you really said that.
Well, I got to know what it is. Is it for this year or
look
next
at this
year?
one. No, I forgot when you said that. I can't believe it.
Well, you can't do that to me.
There's a third one. You got 3 of them in it.
For this year's tournament.
At least 3. I'm just barely.
Well, good. I was just telling Oak when he was leaving. I'd be disappointed if I don't have any.
Yeah, you should. Oh, you are preposterous.
Well, I don't know what they were. Can't imagine. And you're not telling me, so I guess I have to wait.
Let's do this. Let's take a break.
Okay.
And then what we'll do is we'll have one more segment to go. We'll keep we're less than 24 hours.
Don't hold your breath.
These are the hardest 23 hours of my life.
You're not going to sleep tonight.
No, waiting to find out.
Just going to keep refreshing the NBA.
Waiting to find out if the
Shams
Wolves make a big deal. We'll take a break. We'll come back. One more segment to go. Common Man Program on the Fan.
Dave Chappelle returns to Minnesota February 16th with a very special guest, Clips. Don't miss out on this one-of-a-kind set at Grand Casino Arena. Tickets are on sale now. Get all the details at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
Couple 13-14 pass. I'm comedies tend to be he's Mark Rosen. I really don't like to talk about myself.
I never recall you doing so.
No, I don't like to make myself an example or a comparison or an analogy. I'm going to make an exception here. Just say I've played, as you have, I played a number of times in the Dayton's Challenge. It was a Tom Lehman charity for cancer. Saturday, Sunday would be well-heeled people pay a few $1,000 to play with somebody like you or somebody like me, and in some cases, PGA Tour pros, guys that didn't make the cut. They all have agreements with each other. Hey, if you don't make the cut, can you play in my charity event? And then I'll play in yours when you do yours and such like that. Then on Monday, they would have all that Lehman, and this one, Lehman was in his heyday. We're talking, he had just won an Open Championship. In 96, he won the Open Championship. So this was late 90s. And, he'd bring, the Jose Maria Olazábals and the players like that. They'd come and play. So I would always get invited to play in either the Saturday or the Sunday thing. And one year I was paired with 2 people, people paying dough. And the other one it was either the runner-up to the U.S. Am or the NCAA, and I think it might have been the NCAA guy, right? So he finished second in the NCAA tournament. So he's getting, I don't remember his name now, he's getting ready to start his pro career. We're on the very first hole we're playing. And he's playing his own score, but it's a team game, and so he's trying to be pumped up for the team. I got like an 8-footer, and I go up to it, and I stand on one. When you go up to a 1-foot putt to tap it in, you just stand on 1 foot, and you kind of side it on. I do that on an 8-footer. I'm in my stroke. He goes, whoa, what are you doing? And I just bury it. He goes, you can't putt like that. I go, well, I just did.
I just made it.
And I looked at him, I said, let me give you a hint as you're getting ready for your pro career.
Right.
Don't take it too seriously. You guys stand over. You talk yourself out of putts. You look from the front. You look from the back. You look from the side. You plumb bob. They do that silly thing where they start doing their feet like this as they go towards.
I know.
They go through all these machinations. All you do
shot
is
clock.
You get down, you bend down, and you go. Breaks a little left to right, probably maybe a cup and a half, and then you just go stroke half these guys miss because they take too much time looking at them. I just love is it Joel Damon? Is that how you say his name? The guy with the bucket hat that plays on tour? He had lost his card, I think, because he only has he had an exemption and he played real well. He finished, in the top 5 or top 10 at the Farmers behind Justin Rose. And he's on walk and talk with Jim Nance. That's the new thing they do now, where they give a guy a headset, and as he's walking from the tee box to the hole, he'll do his he'll talk,
stop and chat.
And they they call it walk and talk.
I know. I'm just using a Larry David
I see.
bit.
And so anyway, he I guess there was some problem with his headset and he couldn't quite hear. But anyway, he was asking him about, and I think he also said this in the press tent too. They were asking Joel about the pressure and all that. And he goes, "How do you do it when you're in the hunt?" And because he's not always on, he goes, "It's just golf." And I just love that. It's just golf. It's like it means a lot to me. It's how I make my living. I'm trying to get my card back. But at the end of the day, it's just golf. All you do is, he even said, he goes, "I'm just trying to hit the best shot I can each and every time and pull the club back." And I think that helps when the people put too much pressure on themselves. To me, I just think it's easier that way.
I used to get a kick out of it, and we both have. And when I played a lot of golf back in the day, we played a lot of scrambles on those Mondays, charity tournaments.
You were a hell of a player back then.
I was not a hell of a player, but I was pretty good. I was okay.
You were?
I was a better tennis player than I was a golfer, but I could putt. I could putt. But what I got a kick out of.
Do you putt better than 75% of the people on the PGA Tour?
But what I would get a kick out of is you're playing with the foursome, whatever, and you'd have a 12-footer or whatever, and people would be lining it up like you're playing for the green jacket on Sunday. And I'm going,
it's important to them.
Damn ball. You're playing for a sleeve of golf balls.
It's important to them, Mark.
Oh, I know, but it would be painstaking sometimes going, let's smile, let's have some fun. Give it a best shot. I'm not saying don't try to read the putt, but just don't, bob it.
But it comes easy to you.
No, it doesn't come easy to me, but I would just get.
We're not all natural athletes like you, Rosen.
I just think that sometimes it would be like, come on, we're trying not to make this a 7-hour round. Let's go. Hit the ball.
I just love when I looked at that guy. I said, "You can't putt like that."
You can't putt like that.
Let me give you some advice before you turn.
Layman's tournament was a lot of fun. The one year he had Nicholas, Player, and Palmer in that group, and 3/4 of the gallery at Minneapolis Golf Club were following those three guys around.
And the other fourth was following me.
It's probably true. My favorite one was playing with, two of them, playing with Glenn Fry, the late Glenn Fry, which was phenomenal. What a charming man he was. Talking about, this was right before Y2K, whatever. They were playing at the Hollywood Bowl, the Eagles were, and he was talking to me about, well, we really only have to play this concert. We're set for the rest of the year. He was laughing about it, but very charming man. And then playing with one of my baseball heroes with Harmon Killebrew.
No.
Yeah, at Minneapolis Golf Club. And his knees were killing him back then. That's before he had his knee replacement. He said to me, "Mark, all you really have to do is hit a good drive on number 1 and number 10, because that's when people are watching. And number 10 in Minneapolis, that long par 3, and I actually hit a pretty good drive there. But then
that's a hard hole.
It's a hard hole. I hit it on the green.
No, you didn't.
I did with a 3-wood, and I was like, then the rest of my round was, yeah, I deserved that. But Harmon was Harmon.
I had the 1 year I played with Jack Nicklaus Jr.
Oh, okay.
And we were paired, and we're on the first tee box. And,
at Minneapolis?
Minneapolis Club. And they got the grandstand there. Yeah,
right.
A couple hundred people or something. They go, and welcome to the tee, Jack Nicklaus Jr. And right. Another round of applause. And then I'm standing there, and Nicklaus blocks it right. This awful, terrible, slicing ball right. And I said, this is kind of the Richard I am. I said, well, it looks like we know where all the talent in the family is.
Oh, no, you did not.
And everybody laughed.
Right, except for him.
He glared at me.
I can't imagine why.
Okay, no, well,
I know.
He should have laughed. His dad's the greatest player in the history of the game, and you never made it. You tried to make it. You never did. It's no big deal.
I've been pretty sensitive
it's your dad.
about it.
Yeah, and I was like, I guess he's probably heard it a couple 13, 14 times. So, but I got the message. I said, okay, no more Jack Nicklaus
Jack Nicklaus jokes.
I was the end of that. I didn't do another Jack Nicklaus joke.
Yeah, kudos to Tom. He did a marvelous job every year, raised tons of money and getting the best players in the world. The only one he never got was Tiger to come here. I think pretty much every other, Mickelson, all those guys came to play in that tournament. It was fun. A lot of fun.
Especially when you hit that woman in the buttocks.
Oh, my God. I hit a screaming liner.
Well, it wasn't a line. It was a screaming liner that was slicing a little bit right.
It was.
And she was looking down the fairway, which I never understood.
No, I was a bunch of hackers.
If you're watching the professional players,
right?
They line the fairway. And you can be like 10 feet from them and lean over to see them hitting on the tee box, knowing they're going to hit the middle.
Yeah.
If it's me or you, they're taking their life in their own hands. And you hit this low, it was on the 11th hole. I'll never know. Because, let's see.
That was
9, 11,
11.
No. 11 is, okay. I was on 11, and I think is 11 tee boxes near the tee box. I can't remember. I haven't played Minneapolis in a long time. But anyways, you were on the tee box, and you hit this low, waist-high slice right. And a woman who was leaning over, she turned.
Thank God.
And it hit her right in the buttocks.
Yeah.
It just like she got hit with an elephant gun.
Well,
and
I ran into her the next day, and she said, I said, thank goodness you turned your back side to me. Mm-hmm. She goes, yeah, I got a pretty good welt.
Yeah.
You want to see it? So, I went, no, I'm good.
I would always tell people that, I would always tell people that, when it's amateurs hitting, and you're watching behind the ropes get weighed, don't look down at the balls.
Do not.
Again, I just saw a blurb, during the Grom, the 55-inch Toshiba regs that we have, NBA Today on ESPN.
Yeah.
And it said, Bucks still entertaining offers for Antetokounmpo, but it said also, like we just talked about, they're not in any hurry to trade. They're willing to wait till the offseason. So unless they're not desperate to unload him and are going to take a deal that they don't think is, right. I mean, for a guy like Antetokounmpo, they should get a king's ransom. And if they don't get one, they're not going to do it.
They're going to hold on to him. Yeah, and I think, there's all these stories. I mean, this is what the world we live in right now, where you got all these experts besides Shams right now. I mean, that the Miami Heat have begun to turn their attention to other trades, as Giannis no longer appears to be a possibility for them. They're still pursuing him, blah, blah, blah. But, the bell rings at 2:00 tomorrow Central Time as far as that goes. And that's normally when you see the, there have been trades made, as I mentioned, Dwight Howard, and obviously the Conley thing, which is a minor deal, and a couple other ones with Oklahoma City. But, it sounds like the Conley buyout from Charlotte and a return to Minnesota is something being considered. That's Dane Moore, who we trust. One of us. He's one of us. So, again, that's not why Tim Conley's going through all these gyrations because they wanted to bring Mike Conley back on a smaller deal and save some money. I think that could be a part of a thing, but he works in strange ways, and I'm sure it's not the only deal he's got cooking right now. But I wouldn't put anything past our guy Tim. He's a mover and a shaker. He's trying to shake the tree, knowing the competition he has, and what he's dealing with the bench. When you're going, when you got OKC and Denver and San Antonio and Houston, you got some tough competitions. We all know.
Well, so. I know he has the reputation as a wheeler and a dealer, and he's made a lot of wonderful trades. I just because he's done it before doesn't necessarily mean A, he can pull it off again, and B,
takes two to pay.
But even if he makes a trade, there's no guarantee it's a winner for the Wolves. It might not. It
may not be.
Particularly depending upon what you have to give up. Like there were those that thought, there's two different, there's many different trains of thought, but one is, well, you trade whatever you can to get an Antetokounmpo. It doesn't matter, because if you can put two of the best players in the world together, that's what you do. But if you have to give up Nas, Randall, and Jaden McDaniels, who's turning into one of the best two-way players in the league, if not he's already. Do you really do that? I mean, again, you can make an argument for it, and I'd listen to it, and very, very unscientific, but just here on the Bradshaw and Brian KFAN text line, it seemed to be 50-50. What I saw was some people saying, I don't know if I want to trade that much. There were others that say, if you can get a guy like Antetokounmpo, no matter what it is, you do it. And I even saw,
Berenger's name in there. Well, man, I don't want to trade that dude. He's just been playing basketball for a few years. He's raw, obviously. Got a ton of talent and a long, long ways to go at 19 to be the 2-3 years down the road. But he might be quite a force. And you're matching up salaries, and the Wolves do not have a lot of draft capital, as I mentioned, to trade when teams are looking for that. So, that's why we have the deadline. That's why these guys get paid the big bucks to try to make this happen. And he's got a pretty good track record, but we'll probably have to hold our breath and wait. Although, when you least expect it, something could happen. It's intriguing. It's always fun. Trading deadlines are always get that way, in particular the NBA and the NHL. I mean, I was reading Tenna, Bill Guerin's on his way to Italy after the Wild play their final game before the Olympics tonight at Nashville. And he says, well, I can wear two hats at once. I'm not just going to be the GM for the U.S. Olympic team, but I got to look after my hockey team. And I think there's concern, because of the rigors of this, 82 game schedule. Then you got this really intense Olympic schedule and, trying to keep your players healthy. And he says, I can't worry about that. These guys are going to play really hard for their respective countries. And obviously the Wild are well represented, not just in the U.S., but Sweden in particular and Slovakia. I think they got a couple other players that are out there. So, he's got one eye on that and one eye on the trading deadline, which is coming up, I think, in early March after the Olympics.
Yeah, we still have a month. And
they got some time. It's not as panicked as
of this afternoon. There's a trade freeze.
Oh, is there?
There's like a roster freeze until the Olympics is over.
Makes sense.
So he'll be talking to people, but he can't even he can't make moves in the next 2 weeks anyway.
Yeah, correct. Well, that's just good. I mean, he's not that he can't be discussing it, but
when are the Winter Olympics opening ceremonies?
Friday.
That was Friday night.
But the Olympics have started already, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, there's curling competition.
Oh, is there? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was wondering, Tim, do you have any idea? Has Team Peterson curled today? Because I know curling. At least I think it started today. Because they start some of the events before the actual Olympics is officially started.
Yeah.
Looks like
I think
mixed doubles has been going on.
Okay, so it's not the.
I know our gal Lindsey Vaughn, I think, has her first run on Friday. I think her first, if she can keep her knee together. I think Sunday's the big race for her, which is happening quickly. Super Bowl Sunday. Now, is this part of the deal that's new? We mentioned that Conley went to Charlotte. And that was also involving a trade with Kobe White, who the Wolves were apparently interested in at some point.
You like Kobe White?
I thought he might be a nice addition to this team, what they're looking for as far as another guy can put the ball in the hoop. So, I don't know. Again, let's see what Tim's got cooking. I don't know.
You like this Wolves club. I'm willing to stand pat with what we have.
Well, I would say, not going to break my heart, except I just still think, I'm just concerned about their bench when you get involved in long series and they don't really have a lot of players you can count on. I mean, obviously Nas is the sixth man and Simmons, Bones Highland is streaky and Dillingham is invisible. And, it's just, my guy's been playing really well for, the Celtics. The big man.
Luka Garza.
You
loved him.
I did like him. I thought he should have gotten even more play, but no, again, it was a matter of getting enough time in that position, but maybe Tyus Jones will come back here. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I mean, it's not going to change the complexion of the team and make him an instant, absolute contender, but I think that's the kind of player that you might be looking at, but who knows? That's why we play the game. Risk reward for Giannis.
What do you think the risk is? What's the reward?
Well, I mean, it's a matter where Giannis has made it pretty clear that he wants to play with Ant. I mean, I don't think there's any secret about that. And then he's got this expiring contract, and eventually you have to re-sign him, and you worry about his health a little bit. But you don't need much more.
You're willing to take those chances, aren't you?
Well, I mean, when we watch him play, when he's healthy, he's as good as it gets. I mean, with him and Ant, I don't know how you get one more player, and you do have one more player that you have with Jaden McDaniel. But if McDaniel would stay here,
he's probably got to be traded.
That's the problem. I mean, Randall, I get. DiVincenzo, they want to keep. But I'm just saying, you get Giannis and you got Ant. You only need one more, potential really good scorer and Dante might be that guy.
You like parades?
I love parades. I haven't seen one here for quite a while.
Yeah, but it sounds like you're thinking we could.
We might have a double parade if the Wild can get in there and make one more move for a center. They got Bobby Orr on the blue line, and they got Kaprizov, who's durable as all get up right now. He doesn't have to worry about playing in the Olympics since Russia's not playing in the Olympics, which is too bad because that would have been a fun team to watch.
So, Common, you're asking about curling.
Yeah.
USA does play curling mixed doubles tomorrow versus Switzerland.
Okay.
And so there's two
mixed
of them.
Doubles. Okay.
Two of them. The female is Corey Thesey. I believe she is on Team Peterson.
Yes, I think you're absolutely right.
So she'll be in action tomorrow night. The website I'm looking at says 7:35. I don't know if that's our time. I don't know if that's their time.
Do you know
AM,
when,
PM?
Do you know when Team Peterson has their first match? Do we know that? Do we know? Do we have any indication whatsoever? I mean, do we know? Because that's, I mean, I wish well to all the Americans, particularly the Minnesotans. It's always nice when Minnesotans participate, and we're well represented in the Winter Olympics.
Yeah,
it seems like we always are, but Team Peterson is, you kind of adopted them as a team.
You have.
They've been in studio with us on a number of occasions, including just a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
So we're certainly pulling for them, so I will make time to watch it. Last night I watched, while other people were, I don't know what they were, I was watching the Westminster Dog Show last night.
I used to, when I was at Channel 4, that would be my favorite event.
What?
I love that. Not my
Your favorite
well,
event?
that could be a preposterous statement. But I always enjoyed watching it because I would run highlights at sports that night. And I'd say, here are the finalists, and then they had Best in Show, which is obviously they're because of the recent passing of Catherine O'Hara. I mean, they gave her quite a tribute last night.
Well, they did.
Yeah, on the big screen. I didn't see. I saw the highlights of it. I didn't actually watch the event last night.
I didn't either.
But it's always fun watching people prancing around with their dogs.
I did have it on TV though.
Yeah,
I brought it up to Deuce. I said, "Hey, Deuce," because Deuce is a dog. Whatever you want to watch, he turned it on. Then he watched, and I just sat and did a crossword puzzle.
Well,
I'm still stumped on 42 across in the New York Times. Well, I don't remember now.
Oh, okay.
The New York Times crossword puzzle.
I know you love
not the New York Times.
Puzzle.
I don't do the New York Times because that's too hard.
Star Tribune.
They have on Sundays in the Variety. They have the New York Times Sunday, and then they have like Universal Syndicate. Mm-hmm. Universal Syndicate is for people like me and Meat Sauce. High school. I'm a high school. Not only do I have 4 years of college eligibility remaining, but 2 of high school.
I don't know if Meat Sauce has ever done a crossword puzzle.
He's done a jigsaw puzzle. Did I tell you about this?
No.
He came up to this was just recently, about a month or so ago. He was so excited. He goes, "Come and look at this! I just finished this jigsaw puzzle, and I did it in 6 months. And on the side of the box, it says 2 to 4 years."
Is that one of his jokes the other night?
That's mine.
Oh, that's yours.
Did you know that he had now this is serious. He had a brain-eating amoeba.
I did not know that.
It starved to death.
This is top of your. This is your
tickets are for sale right now.
Choice.
Go to Cato Ballroom.
Oh, my favorite place.
/tickets.com for Larry Mandela, Guy Meat Sauce, and Common February 21st.
Oh, not that far away.
Not that a couple of weeks from now we're going to be there for Flop, Sweat, and Tears.
Oh boy,
you can hear, jokes like that and others.
Yeah.
In Tennessee, did you say
women? Go ahead.
Are you going to debut Flop, Sweat, and Tears one of these days?
No money, no funny.
Okay, I'll pay you. I can put $1.25 in.
The women's curling team, they don't start until February 12th, so they go through the entire mixed doubles.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And
then women and men kind of start time. They got Korea, Republic of Korea on February 12th.
Rosen, always good to see you.
Yeah, well, tomorrow will be a big day. I think we're doing Spread Swing tomorrow with Deuce, our Super Bowl picks.
Absolutely. It'll lead us right up to the deadline.
Correct.
Tennessee, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
You as well. We enjoyed our visit, as we always do. Thanks for being with us, but don't touch that dial. Big Ticket JGR next. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 12 noon. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon. And good night, Minnesota.
And good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash. Wherever you are.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.